Hello again, Villa Park. Here we are back at Uptown Villa Park. I have my two best friends here in all of Villa Park. On my far right is Dennis Keating. Say hello,
Hi.
Dennis.
Hi, folks. How are you?
And we also have here Sid Bergh.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you on this particular day and at our particular recording session.
That was the shortest time that you spent talking in 2 episodes. That's great.
Yeah.
You're doing good. But we
I'll
you got
improve.
to say today.
I'll go longer.
Now, any of you ladies from Villa Park who have been trying to contact Sid, I'll work with you. I'll get you online with Sid. But for right now, this is not the date show for Sid. We're going to talk about other things. Is that all right?
What else am I here for?
I don't know. I don't know, Sid. I'm going to sit closer to you because I'm not really on camera, so I have to sit closer to you. We've got a lot of things to talk about, and all of us have now our list of things to discuss, and we're going to get through all of this. Remember we said there's a lot of things here, but we're going to get through all of it?
I heard you say that.
We'll see if we can
I
do that.
remember you saying that.
Let's start out with all of the things that have shown up on our newscasts outside of Villa Park. And last time we were on, we talked about several arrests that our local police department had made related to auto thefts and aggravated robbery, etc. Well, I barely alluded to, I don't know if you caught it, I barely alluded to another one that I got wind of that was happening just the day before we were on the air last time. And that is this 4 suspects who were involved in an armed robbery, home invasion, and kidnapping in Villa Park, which sounds ridiculous, and it was. It was just a hairball of incidents that occurred. And let me just read from the press release that came out from the Villa Park Police Department, a part of this. On February 12, 2013, at approximately 7:14 p.m., Villa Park police officers were dispatched to the Target store, which is on Ardmore and North Avenue, to meet with a 48-year-old man, a victim of an armed robbery. The victim advised the officers that he and his friends were held against their will by armed subjects while at his friend's apartment located on the 700 block of West Roy Drive in Villa Park. The victim further advised that the suspect stole his wallet containing credit cards, cell phones, and his vehicle, a 2000 Dodge Caravan. When officers returned to the residence, they located other victims and searched the apartment for evidence. Officers interviewed a second victim, a 34-year-old man who resides at the apartment where the incident occurred, and the second victim admitted to calling for a female escort while at his apartment just prior to the incident taking place. The second victim advised that at approximately 2:30 p.m. on February 12th, 2013, the female showed up at the apartment with 4 male Hispanic subjects. The victim stated that the 5 subjects, the 4 men and the lady, then forced him into his bedroom and restrained him. The victim advised that at least one of the suspects was armed with a handgun and a knife. The victim's friend, the first victim, then arrived to the apartment and was confronted by the suspects, and he was restrained and placed into the bedroom. The victim's 48-year-old aunt, who also resides at the residence, arrived home approximately 30 minutes later, and she was also restrained and forced into the bedroom. So that's all I'm going to read of that. There's one more paragraph, but basically it says that they took his credit cards, stole property that he had in the apartment, took his debit card, actually kind of tortured him a little bit, those are my words, by poking him with a knife to get his PIN number that he couldn't remember. I mean, it was a ridiculous thing. Here's the good news. 4 people who showed up at that apartment to commit this crime have been apprehended, and they're charged with Class X felonies, which are the worst types of felonies you can be charged with. They include home invasion with weapons. They included kidnapping with weapons and armed robbery, which they displayed a weapon in the complaint. So those 4 people are arrested. They were arrested quickly by the Villa Park Police Department. Again, great work by the police department. and the female is still, as of this report, at large. Guys, your opinion on that?
Al, the story almost sounds like it's TV production, but do these guys know each other beforehand? Do you know anything like that?
I'm just reading from what came out in the Nixle report, so I don't have any more details about associations between the subjects and victims.
Well, you know what that tells me?
What?
No hanky. Don't go for that hanky-panky stuff, guys.
Yeah, well, that's part. That's not the reason for this crime, but the other thing is a female escort. Female escort is in quotes in this document. Female escort is a prostitute.
It mostly, not all the time, but mostly.
Yeah, that's why it's in quotes.
And that's why I say, fellas, be very careful with your hanky-panky, and be careful when you're ordering anybody online.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, a hairball of details around the whole incident. Let's hope that never happens again. But again, the police department's doing their job.
Well, this is the most important part to know, is that when incidents will happen, and we know they will happen, and they will continue to, but in this case, our police department was right on the ball.
Right.
I know over the years we have got one of the very, very highly trained and very good people on the police department. Now, I know that when something happens to you, you want that cop right away, and except when you're speeding down one of the streets or two, and one of the policemen are in
like
your
you
tail.
are in your van usually. I see you. I see you driving through town.
I
25.
I always
25.
I always drive 25.
Even on the expressway.
No.
I'm kidding. Let's talk about driving, though, because that's an important thing. For a program that you talked to Tom Cullerton about, our village president now, our new Illinois State Senator, and that's the Yellow Dot program. Explain what that is.
A Yellow Dot program is where you have information, and in this particular case, it's just called Yellow Dot for a name and on yellow paper, so it's easily identified. You should have information in your glove compartment that tells you, especially your medical history, that if you do get in an accident, that it's hopefully that the responders could find this and get you to the right thing, not give you false information, or false, rather, some type of drug or that would be helpful normally, that you would be allergic to, or would be in contrast with something you are taking.
Well, let me talk about that, because that brings up a perfect example. There's a form that's going to be in the glove compartment, and it all starts out with a traffic accident where you're incapacitated. You can't speak for yourself. The medics that arrive there don't know your history, your medical history, or your immediate needs. And we've all heard of these incidents where the police department arrives in an accident. They see the driver who appears to be incoherent and may look like they're under the influence of something, when in fact they're in a diabetic crisis. Okay? And to be able to identify that versus being drunk or on drugs is something that takes time. This is a program where you put a yellow dot in the bottom left rear window of your car or the side window, and it's a yellow dot that's just has nothing else on it, but it's yellow. And that's a clue to the first responders, the police department and the medics, to look in the glove compartment for this document. Now, this document will also be yellow. I just printed it off on my computer at home, but this document will be yellow also, and it'll be in an envelope in the glove box, and it'll have a picture fixed on there. So you imagine Sid's picture on there. Smile, Sid, there it is. And it has on here things like name, birth date, blood type, allergies, and just check marks: diabetic, insulin dependent, pacemaker, or other, and then a line to put stuff there. Then you can go even further and put on here medical conditions that you might have, medications that you're taking and the doses, medical insurance provider information, so that if you are taken to a hospital, they can start to process that right away, even though your next of kin might not be there yet. Emergency contact information is the next thing, the next of kin. Name, address, phone number, cell phone number, your physician's name and phone number, and any other information that's pertinent to that. Now, the thing that they're pointing out here is something called the golden hour. And the golden hour is that 1 hour that many people suffer through before they pass because they just don't have the right care when they're in a crisis like this. And this helps with that golden hour because now the medics know, hey, there's something there we need to know about, and it'll be in the glove box. So we're going to talk about that when we come back, but we're going to go to a break right now and listen to some information about our programs on TV VPStyle, and we'll be back in a minute. Talking about the Yellow Dot program. Sid?
The Yellow Dot program is very good, but they should add a few more things to that sheet, though.
What's that?
But what prescription drugs am I taking if I had an accident?
Yeah, that's there. Medications and doses.
Medications is there.
Yeah.
Okay. And
what else?
Other information that you want to know that the doctor should know when you're going into, the paramedics should know before they give you any kind of shots. Well, that'd be it, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Because, you know, you could look like you're drunk and you're diabetes, you know. You know, that's the problem that they don't know today.
Yeah, and you know, they have to do blood tests to figure it out.
The same thing with the Yellow Dot program. Years ago, probably in the 1970s, we had a program in town here where we put a dot on any kid who was in any bedroom in the house. We used to put the dot in the bedroom window, know that there were kids in that room.
Right. So if there's a fire, they would know to check there.
And I went one step further. You could do it with the fire department. I called the fire department over to my house. I'm a handicap. So I called the fire department over, and they put down stuff about me on this. You know, I'd be in a chair, or I can't get out of the house sometimes if something happens. And it goes down on the computer for the fire department. So when they get a call at my address, when they pull my address up, they know what's happening before they get there.
Right.
So they're reading this.
Right.
But the Yellow Dot program used to be for the kids, too, in the bedrooms and stuff like that.
In the houses, and it was like a blue dot or something.
Whatever it was. It wasn't yellow, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be meeting with our Villa Park Fire Department Deputy Chief Steve Stapleton. I talked to him earlier this week, and I'm going to meet with him tomorrow to understand how we best can implement this in Villa Park. And as Sid and Tom talked about on their Tom and Sid show the last time around, Tom Cullerton, because he's an Illinois State Senator now in the 23rd District, wants to try to expand this out beyond Villa Park into other areas. Addison already has a program like this. Lombard does, Wooddale, but the other communities, including Villa Park, need to take a real long, close look at this. And one of the other things that's important about this is there are companies on the internet that are selling this package, which basically is a yellow dot sticker to put in your window, a folded yellow piece of paper with this information on it, and an envelope to put it in your glove box. And they're charging $12, $8, $5.
Free enterprise is wonderful.
Free enterprise is great. You can do that. You can go get it. We're going to have a little different program here in Villa Park, which is you can go to the police department because they have a front desk during normal hours. Pick one of these up, put that sticker on your back window, put this in a glove box. And by the way, you can put it in for multiple people. So if there are normally children in there that have special needs, whether it's epilepsy or things like that, you'll be able to put documentation like that. The most important thing, though, is when you get this package, make sure you don't put Sid's face on there in that box. Make sure you put the picture of the person that this is about so that they can use this to identify who they're referring to with the medical information.
Yeah,
I think it's a great program.
Very good.
That is very, very, it can be very important. It can be very, very helpful. Hopefully, we would hope that you'd never need it. But however, knowing what happens and knowing what life is all about, that accidents do happen. In fact, an accident is called an accident because we haven't been able to control it.
Right, and then you can't speak to somebody to tell them what's on here. So that's the important thing. Now let's talk about another medical thing. I was at a ribbon cutting ceremony with our village officials, including Alicia Bailey from our Chamber of Commerce, Mamie Yee from our Economic Development, Richard Keener, our village manager, Tom Cullerton, our village president, and others. Trustees were there as well, Deb Bowinkle and other chamber people. And it's at the new, redone U.S. Renal Care Facility, which is a kidney dialysis facility. It's just reopened, and I was there taking pictures and some video of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful facility, and it's located at 200 East North Avenue, and that is on the north side of North Avenue in Villa Park, directly across from Strat's hamburger drive-through on North Avenue. So it's across the street. The actual intersection is with the street called Ellsworth. So you can turn onto Ellsworth and then into the parking lot from either direction on North Avenue. And the U.S. Renal Care is part of, it's actually associated with Elmhurst Memorial Hospital. The doctors there are physicians at the hospital doing kidney treatment. They are not kidney transplant doctors, but they are supporting people who have kidney failure and are going through dialysis. And they had a couple of patients there that spoke, and they spoke very well. A man who has been going through dialysis, and a woman who brings her husband to go through dialysis, and they talked about the facility. It has room for, I think, about 17 seats at one time where someone can be on the machine. They also have an isolation room, which I don't know specifics for that, but an individual can be in there as well. And the doctors that are there and the nurses and the technicians can take care of people 17 at once in their room. And it's beautiful. Brand new chairs, brand new video equipment to entertain the people while they're connected up to the machines. Because as you know, it takes quite a long time for dialysis to happen. It's hours in a day. It's not 10 minutes and you're done.
I think it's 3 to 5 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And so that facility now is a real important addition to the village of Villa Park, because not only do our local residents have now a better access to better facilities in our own town, but it serves the surrounding areas. You guys know anybody that's gone through that? Not by name, but for people you know.
Well, I've had a cousin do this, but that was down in Florida.
Yeah.
In fact, both the husband and wife were both with that, and it was like my cousin would say, it was 2 days bad and 5 days good with that, until it, as a general rule. Yeah, every week, that is. I mean, the one guy that they spoke to that got up and talked about the center when they did the ribbon cutting, he's been on kidney dialysis for years. And the doctors that spoke explained, well, this kidney dialysis, the objective is to get out of kidney dialysis and get a transplant. That's the end game, to get a transplant. It's not to go out dialysis forever. They want to get these people a transplant, and it doesn't always happen that way. So some 10, 15 years they're waiting, which is horrible as far as the treatment.
If he's been out for 10, 15 years doing it, how can people afford medicine, that kind of stuff today? Yeah. It's just having to think about what he's going through cost-wise. Sure. And even if you have a good policy, younger people with good policies, they got $3 million top, $5 million. They hit them. Yeah. They hit the top. You're going to hit the ultimate capacity for the year. Yeah. Several times, and there's always a deductible. There's out of pocket no matter what. And there's delays, and then there's the whole process of having to manage that. You become an accounting firm to manage your own bills. And you know what? This didn't turn out to be. This turned out to be something I'm going to mention that wasn't in the plan. It wasn't on the script. That said, I'm going to have to cut you off then. To donate when you on your driver's license, be a donor. A donor for any of your, well, in this case, kidneys, of course, but any of your organs. It's a great idea to be a donor. And Al is digging out something now that says he's going to say what it says.
On your driver's
Yeah, I'm looking at my
license.
driver's license, and I am a donor.
It should be on the backside then.
Oh no, there it is right there. It's got a. Let me cover my details. It's got a red state of Illinois map, and it says on there donor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
So
that can be very important to keeping other people, giving them a decent quality of life.
And you know what my objective is? To keep all my parts working, so that they're useful. And not soaked in alcohol or anything else like that. So we'll see if I can accomplish that. But congratulations to the U.S. Renal Care System that's opened up there. Beautiful people are giving care to our local residents.
And for you old timers in town here who don't know where that's at, for the old timers like Sid and myself, that used to be the old Dominic food store at one time, and before that it was a Robert Hall clothing store. Going back that far.
Wow. Now before that, what was it, Sid?
Robert Hall.
All right, hey guys, we got to
let's go. Let's keep moving on. Okay.
We got to take another break. We will be right back with Uptown Villa Park. This is Dennis Keating, Sid Bergh, and Al Stasch. We'll be right back after this. Dennis Keating, Sid Bergh, Al Stasch. We are Uptown Villa Park from our own Village Hall at the TV VPStyle studio. All three of us, I should point out, all three of us are on the Cable Commission, but we are here as private citizens today so that we can say what we want to say and not have to be worried about saying the wrong thing or giving our opinion. Everything that we say on this show is our opinion, does not reflect or is not the opinion of the Village of Villa Park, the Village of Park Cable Commission, or any other group or organization that we're involved with. I'm on the Pride Commission. Dennis is on the Pension Commission.
Police Pension Board.
Police Pension Board. Sid is on the Cable Commission and the VFW.
Okay, now we're going to do a short calendar, a real quick calendar.
Yeah,
this Saturday, we have a couple of things going. Sid, what do we got going this Saturday? You know, the St. Alexander's auction?
That's Sunday. Oh,
no,
the auction. The auction, and
auction
isn't that a
Saturday.
dance, too?
And it's auction and dance, and then we also have the chili cook-off this Saturday.
Right, chili cook-off is the Villa Park Pride Commission. That's at the Lions Park Community Recreation Building at 7 p.m. Saturday. We have 6 contestants. Residents can come and vote for their favorite chili and also taste them. You're not going to get a meal. You're not going to get a bowl of chili.
How about cornbread?
Cornbread is there too. We don't know how many are going to bring it though.
How many can bring cornbread? So.
That hurts because I love chili.
And then,
I'm not that discriminating that I'm able to tell you, oh, that's better this and that's better than that. But I just like to eat it.
And this Sunday, what we got going Sunday?
We have a spaghetti dinner at St. A's.
Okay.
And that runs from noon to 5, I believe.
Okay.
And that's done by Boy Scout Troop 199.
Okay, now the dance that we talked about, that is not at St. It is run by St. A's, but it is at a facility on Route 53, Rollwing Road.
At the banquet hall?
Banquet hall, yeah.
Okay.
The Knights or something kind of banquet hall. I don't know the details, but we'll put it up on the screen.
Okay.
What else you got?
Good.
Dennis, you got some more stuff.
And we got some more stuff coming this week. Next weekend, Monday, that's over the weekend, we're very busy here. Monday now, we got the village board meeting. It's going to be on channel 699. But before the board meeting, we're going to have Dick Schroeder and John Valley. He's going to come talk to us and tell us what's going on at the township.
Now, who's Dick Schroeder?
Dick Schroeder, the township supervisor for highways.
Highway supervisor, okay.
Yeah, and John Valley. Al went out and talked to him, and we got an hour tape of the township.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you took out there.
First of all, John Valley through Dennis, invited me to come out with a video camera and go through what happens at York Center on Myers Road in unincorporated Lombard area. And I went out there, and I know, Sid, you've been out there. This is my first visit inside that building.
Oh,
ever. Okay, and I did some research, so I started out with John Valley and talking about the history of the townships. And as you guys probably know, not because you were there, but because you know a lot of stuff, townships was it when this area was being established. There was no Villa Park. There was some parts of Elmhurst, some parts of Lombard, but there's no Villa Park, no Addison, no nothing. Township was the government.
Township is the oldest form of government we have in the United States.
Goes back to 1850.
Yes, right.
Earlier than
in this
that.
area.
In this area.
Oh, in this area, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and they still have many good functions.
Yeah, and let me tell you what I saw. Let me tell you what I
Okay,
saw.
go right ahead, Al.
Because as John Valley pointed out, the mandate that they were given was to help the indigent. That's a big word for people in need. I'm not going to say poor, people in need, because I'll explain why in a second. It's also to be a taxing body, so there's an assessor for the York Township, and we see that on our tax bill for our property taxes. And as Dennis pointed out, Mr. Schroeder is the highway commissioner for the county, so not the county, the township. So he handles the parts of roadways that are not in the incorporated areas, not part of Lombard, Villa Park, Downers Grove, etc. So those highways that you see the DuPage County Sheriff enforcing laws on, that's the highways. So they got to plow them, they got to maintain them, etc., etc. Then I went to something that Dennis brought up last time we were on. A lady, Diane Arturo,
Yes.
who is just a saint. I told her, I said, you are a saint. And everybody thinks that, not everybody, but a lot of people think that the only thing that happens at York Township is stuff for seniors. Untrue. First desk I sat at, because Diane explained to me her general assistance role at the township. And Dennis, you pointed out a couple that you know that just went through, both of them went through cancer. They're cancer surgeries. They have a house. They may be at a point where they're going to be losing the house. Let's hope not. But that's exactly the type of thing that the township can help you with.
That's right.
You go there and you say, okay, I've lost my job. I'm a college graduate. I've got a degree. The company let me go. I have a mortgage to pay, or I have rent to pay. I have medical bills for my son. I have the need to get medicine today, and I don't have the money. And people, as you said, they become afraid of everything that's going to happen.
They never
at that
had
point.
to beg before.
That's right. And they think it's begging, but they should get it.
We must emphasize that if you're in that position, or you know of somebody, the privacy in there will help you overcome the pride that you don't want to take that.
Right. Right.
And everything is as private as could possibly be. That is, your name is not published anywhere. But there's two places where it would be, but it would be something, again, both the process, the program, and
but your neighbors aren't going to say, "Hey, I saw you on a list somewhere that you're over at the
no
house."
way, no way.
And you sit in a private office with Diane Arturi, and you talk about what your needs are. She will find, if they don't have something there as far as immediate funds, they can go through all kinds of different programs to get it, whether it's Catholic Charities or Salvation Army or whatever.
If you need help with your utility bills, if you need help paying your utility bill, she can tell you where to go.
Right.
And it's no charge. It's free to you. You pay for it out of your taxes.
There's one other point that you want to make, that the township is very, very important, because the assessors, your property is assessed, and the township assessor, Deanna, what's her last name? Deanna over there is very, very helpful. And if you think you're being over-assessed, you go to the township, make an appointment, get there with Deanna, and they'll work to see. They'll either tell you that it's right and why it's right, or correct it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the assessor's end of it.
Yeah.
But,
But we're just going 1 week ahead of time now. We're going back. Now, next Wednesday night at the Village Hall here You can come up. We're going to have candidates night. The Junior Women's Club is going to have a candidates night. The Cable Commission is going to be putting it on.
Right.
It's going to be on the air on Channel 99, 60, and Channel 6.
And also on the internet for people who can't, don't have cable.
And then the internet now, too, on top of it all. It's going to be just, next time it's going to be the school districts, the libraries. We're going to have 3 school districts. We are not. The Junior Women's Club is going to have it.
And her name is Angie Rojek.
And we want you to watch it.
Right.
We'll go a couple of days ahead of that. Next Saturday, the 20th, the Saturday, March 2nd, we're going to have a Village Hall at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to vote on if we should accept the electoral rates for the village. It's very interesting. I think people should come out and see it. And also, we're going to do it on March 18th. March 18th, we're going to put it on the cable, but not the 2nd that I know of.
Okay.
But the...
and what is that again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. March 2nd. What is that we're putting on cable?
March...
what's the title of that?
March 18th, we're going to put it on. And you're going to vote on this for April 9th.
What is it? Oh. Okay, got it.
That's what he's talking about is the absolute electric, whether we should go as a sort of like a cooperative. That is, the village would we would go through. The village would take over, and if you decided to opt to it, I think you can opt out. Okay. It's where the village would try to get us a better electric rate.
Okay. Now there's 3 of us right here. Real quick, I'm kind of against it. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah.
I was thinking you're taking away some of my my freedom. Okay. A little bit. So I would have to be with you, Dennis, even if it cost me more money. But I've always seen that all these things that are pie in the sky, and even the legitimate places like the telephone company that would give you a beautiful rate, and it turns out that it's not so beautiful. And it's just not that good. So this pie what I would call pie in the sky, I look against it.
Yeah.
And here, let me explain my point of view, because I'm on the opposite side.
That's what we're here for, folks.
Yeah. And here it is. It is an opportunity. You could sit at home and say, I don't even care. I do not care what they do. You could say that and continue to pay your bill through ComEdison, and no one will bother you. They will not put on your bill from the Village of Villa Park for your water bill something that says electric, first of all. They will not change your ComEd bill at all until you say, I don't want it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So they are going to go to the possible companies. And by the way, my son works for one of those companies.
So now we know why he's
No, it's good.
No. I'm telling
right.
you that because I have inside.
Folks, that's a little needle.
Yeah. I have inside knowledge, and it's not being biased. It is saying, here's one thing we should know. This was on our ballot last time around.
Yes.
And there was about 50 communities. There was more, but 50 communities in the Chicago area that had it on their ballot.
Mm-hmm. There's like two of us didn't vote for it.
Voted against it.
Yeah.
Bartlett and Villa Park.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And all of the rest of them voted for it. Now, also, some of those communities grouped together as multiple communities to get a better rate. And here's the point. You don't have to do anything. They will not change your bill if you don't want them to. You just say, no, I don't want them. Or they can say, instead of paying the regulated bill from Commonwealth Edison, which can't change over a 3-year period, let's look at better rates that have happened since that 3-year period started. You can take advantage of that. If you don't want, and also when you go in and you say, no, I don't want it. They don't come and change the meter in your house. They don't change the drop that comes to your house that provides the electric. They don't change the electric that you get. You get the same electric. Mm-hmm. It's just saying that it is managed and priced from a different way, which is cheaper. That's all it is. So take that for what it's worth.
That part sounds very, very good, Al.
And that's the truth. I'm not.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. That's what it is. But the big problem I have with it is Uncle Sam is telling you what to do again.
The man
is
telling you what to do. And second of all, the city of Chicago just went through a problem in there. When they went to an outside service to take pictures of the stop and go lights going through the stop, and all of a sudden now we're finding out that some of the people in Chicago it's getting paid off by this company.
Yeah.
And that's politicians don't need another payoff any place.
You're right.
Well, that's Chicago. And I have to believe.
Getting away from our subjects here.
Okay.
Not go too far.
Sorry about that.
We're going to do a calendar just up 1 week ahead of time, all the time. That's all we're going to go today.
All right. Hey, got anything else on the calendar?
No, that's it.
Because we need to take another quick break. I know this sounds like we got some commercials flying around here. We don't. We're going to tell you about TV programs on our channel. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back on TV VPStyle, and this is Uptown Villa Park, the new program where us three guys and in the future guests will tell you all about the great things happening in Villa Park, some of the bad things, and what you need to know. That's the important thing. We want to give you information that helps you. And if any of you were at last year's 4th of July parade, you remember how darn hot it was, first of all. And the fact that for the second year in a row we had a different route which went through different areas. It originally started because of the Villa Avenue Street construction. And if you watched the playback, you heard or saw all three of us announcing that parade. Dennis and I were doing the commentary on the parade as it passed by on Park Boulevard near Ardmore. And in the background was our own Sid Bergh, who is the MC for the public, live with a microphone, which you hate having a microphone, don't you, Sid?
Not really.
You hate it when that happens. But Sid is a member of, he's a junior vice commander of our own VFW Post 2801, and he has for several years and this year been organizing with help from Tom and others, but you're the boss of this, the 4th of July parade. And this will help with all this winter weather. Let's talk about the 4th of July parade.
Well, thank you very much for that intro for the 4th of July parade, because now it's February, and while we're doing this on Thursday, there's forecast for snow and big snow tonight and tomorrow. But the 4th of July, the parade is being planned right now, and we're in the very preliminary stages. The route that was chosen was going through south on Harbor to Madison to Summit and back to Park, and then Park to Ardmore.
We'll put a map on the screen for this.
And that route was very well accepted because of the amount of trees and shade, especially in the hot days like it was. We're going to do something very similar. However, we hope to get go back to judging the parade. That is, getting plaques and some type of recognition for people who march, who practice marching, for people who have singing, for people who have bands like our own middle schools, if they come in, and high schools. The only thing is, if we do have enough money to get a couple of drum and bugle corps in the area, which are great, we're going to try to get them in. See, this 4th of July, a little aside, 4th of July is their biggest day for parades and fundraising, and those things take a lot of money. We traditionally, our parade went through the business districts, Villa Avenue and Ardmore Avenue, and they were very, very well, there's not a lot of shade, both once you get down into the business districts, and then going down St. Charles Road, there is no shade.
But along the Prairie Path there is, where right along Park Boulevard. That was pretty nice.
Oh, that's good, but I'm saying on St. Charles Road, where we used to go. And traditionally. Now, again, Al, I've been on this parade in one way or another, either
since
on
the
the
original
committee.
4th of July.
No, not quite that. Since right around 1966 or 67.
Wow.
And Generally speaking, I've been involved either on the committee, as a chairman of the committee, as a participant in the parade. And it's something that a lot of people, so many people, really look forward to come out. In fact, along the parade route, you have to get there kind of early and have to talk to some of the homeowners to be able to put a chair or a blanket out in front to see.
Now, let me ask you a question. Let's say I got a Cub Scout group or a local business or whatever, and I've got the capacity to go rent a trailer or a flatbed truck and create a float. What do I do?
Okay, thank you, Al. Senior moments coming. Registration forms are available at the BFW with just a simple telephone call, 834-8191.
See it there? It's on the bottom of the screen. Okay.
And
630.
Oh, of course, we're Villa Park. And we're the greatest village around.
I know.
But 630 is right. And you can come down to the new revamped BFW and pick up an application.
Is there a fee?
There is a fee for commercial votes. Because again, the parade costs a lot of money, and that leads me into this. If you have a commercial float, for instance, J.W. Reedy has put in beautiful floats. They've probably been manufactured by somebody else, but we've charged them something like, I think it's $35. Don't quote me on that, though.
That's nothing.
And but a homemade float will not be charged. For instance, Dennis and his family have what they call the Villa Park Yacht Club. And
Yacht Club?
Yeah. And at one time...
Is that down by the harbor here in Villa Park?
No, that's down by the harbor on Villa Avenue.
Salt Creek.
No, Sugar Creek. The boat won't quite fit.
That's your creek.
Okay. Sid, one of the questions I have for you is people want to know, do you pay for these guys to come from Chicago to be in your parade?
Yes, we do. The bands we do. We pay for some units that are commercial. For instance, we've had the Honey Bears.
Okay.
And we've been
Have those again. I like those.
Most of the guys do. And well, I think just about every man likes to see a young girl.
My wife when she watches it.
Yeah. You have to say to your wife, of course, no, I don't like them. I don't like them. As I'm looking like this.
But the people who don't know, Sid, is you pay for the bands, you pay for people to come from other places, you take care of the military when they come.
With the military it's all free, but we make sure that they get honor treatment.
They get treatment, they get food,
and,
they get fed.
For instance, like when we had Governor Thompson and Governor Edgar in the parade from time, years back, and they get VIP treatment too, because after all, they are the governor.
So,
but we're going to take Tom Cullerton, who is a state senator, and just say he has to walk like the rest of them.
Okay,
he won't mind.
But where does this money come from to pay these organizations?
I am so glad you asked that.
You told me to.
We have got grants. We've got a small grant from the village, and we're asking commercial organizations, the Chamber of Commerce, to send us some money to help defray the cost of the expense. And it can be anything. However, as an added inducement, which we will start this very soon, but as an added inducement to to contribute to the parade of $100 or more, they'll get 4 free dinners for the fish fry on Friday night at the BFW. And as the people who are partaking it, they know that that's good fish and good serving and all. It's good, it's
but
nice.
people don't know it costs you money to put the parade on.
Oh, the bands, we used to put in, years ago, it was like $500 for a drum and bugle corps. Now it's way up higher than that, maybe $1,500. And this is the way they justify this high cost by having the amount of money it takes to put drum and bugle corps on the street.
Well, I understand Lombard's parade, the Iraq parade, is $35,000 to $40,000 to put that on.
The whole parade.
The whole parade.
Okay.
Because that comes out of hotel motel tax though.
Well, they've got a lot more money than we do.
Well, yeah, they do, but it's a bigger parade. And
We've
over.
Yeah. Well, we figure that if we get $5,000 in, boy, we're rich. And realistically, we're looking for a little over $4,000.
If I wanted to give you $25, $50, $100, how do I do it?
You just
how do the people do it?
Give us a call again at the post, and we'll send you out an application. You can send a donation with your name and address, of course, so we can give you the proper honors to the VFW Post 2801 at 39 East St. Charles Road, here in our beautiful garden village of Villa Park.
And that's
60181.
60181. 630.
630 is the telephone number.
And then what's the rest of it?
834-8191.
Okay, stop
That's
there.
630-8191. Can I do it again?
No, we got to go to a break.
Before you go, can I take a quick...
And we're stopping. No, go ahead, Sid. I'm not going to do that to you again.
Okay. When I'm sitting here, I notice that sometimes when I'm looking at the paper, it looks like I'm dozing off. I'm really not, even though I'm an old guy that should be dozing off, older than the white-haired guy over here. I am looking down at the papers to see what's coming next. So please don't wake me up. I mean, I'm not sleeping.
Coming next is a break. We'll be right back. We are back now from our break, and again, on my farthest right is Dennis Keating from Villa Park. In the middle here is Sid Bergh, and my name is Al Stasch, and we are here to talk to you, Villa Park, about things happening in our town.
Al, we have one problem sometimes with our cable.
Yeah.
I understand today we got a bad sound.
Right.
And people get tired of hearing it. What can they do to tell us what the problem is?
That is very important, because we cannot solve this problem alone. We can sit here, and there are times when people will come to us and say, by the way, AT&T UVerse is not working. We have yet to put in our own monitor to see if in fact it is working or not, because it could be one individual, could be a block, could be a different area. We have not had the capability in the past to isolate these problems. We have problems with sound, we have problems with picture not coming through, we have problems with our own network equipment that freezes. We are hard at work to fix it. We've asked for help from other communities. We are doing this to get it fixed and get it right. Our own village manager, Richard Keener, our own IT manager, Mr. Mangelinis, I'll get his name right, is charged with helping us get this fixed. We've got a lot of equipment here. It's complex. We need to know when there is a problem, when it occurred, what service you had the problem on, and what was wrong. We will fix it. We can work with Comcast, AT&T, Livestream, our internet provider, or Lightronics, our provider of the equipment that we use. But we need your feedback. So we've got a way to do that, and that is to send us information at the following email address, and I'll put it on the bottom. It's help@tvvpstyle.com. HELP@tvvpstyle.com, and we're going to have a form on our website that you can just click on things and say, okay, today I didn't have sound, so click on it. Comcast, what time? This is my name if I want feedback. I want somebody to get back to me. That will help us get this information solved, because our job, we put in hundreds, and that issue was not the problem we're having on the network. That was just a tape storage device on our own cameras here. So that's the reason for that break.
Okay, next question I have for you.
Let me flip this around 1 second, and we'll be right back. Go ahead. Ask your question. I'll come back and answer.
Okay, next question. You know I'm very capable of turning on this cable and turning on the computer and everything else. My biggest problem is I turn the computer on, then I don't know what to do. How do I get into this VP on the computer?
Great question, because in spite of the fact that I probably put in 60 hours a week on this channel, all different things, I don't have cable at home. I can't watch it because I have satellite, and some people use their own services without any of those. They use Netflix or whatever, but they usually have high-speed internet at home, or whether it's DSL through AT&T Uverse or Comcast or whatever. In order to get to our channel and watch it live, everything that we put on cable, Comcast, or AT&T Uverse goes out on the internet at the same time. And to get to that, go to www.tvvpstyle.com, and you'll see a little tag there that says watch. Hit watch, and you'll see our program.
It's very easy for you to tell me because I don't understand what's going on, but I know how to do it now.
Yeah.
And you know what's very interesting, because
I'm going to put that on the bottom of the screen.
One of the ex-trustees in town, Mary Dean, is down in Florida.
Yeah.
He said, "What's going on in town?" I said, "What, you still worry about it?" He says, "Yeah." So I told him, and he watches the board meeting down there on the internet.
Really? That's cool. Yeah, that's
cool.
the important thing. And you don't have to be in Villa Park to see it.
You don't have to be in Villa Park. And he says he watches it, and he says, "What the hell is going on?" Or, excuse. But it was interesting that people could.
I'll beep you again. That's twice now.
But it was just interesting, and as far as I know, I can turn the computer on, but I know how to get in there now. But
we used to have it a lot more complicated as far as getting to it. Larry from IT is putting all of the village board meetings on the invillapark.com website.
Okay.
So if you want to watch village board meetings on your own, you're not waiting for it to come on our channel, but because it comes on every day at noon. The Villa Park village board meetings are repeated every single day at noon, weekends included. But if you're now at 6 o'clock at night and you want to watch the last board meeting, you can go to invillapark.com, and Larry's put up the last couple of them. So
now you say you put them up. Where do you put them? If I went in invillapark.com and it's got government, where do I find it then?
We'll put up a little sequence of how you find it, but I think it's under residential information, Villa Park board meetings.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you.
That's the drop down there. But TVVPstyle.com has our schedule too, because now we have a fixed schedule throughout the day of when you can watch certain programs. It's not just, well, let's put it on Tuesday at 3 o'clock and then Thursday at 9 a.m. Every single day the same program comes on. And they are repeated because we don't have a staff of people here that are sitting here doing all the scheduling. We've got a couple of people that put this on from District 88, all of the programming that we do, the board meetings, etc. And now you can, at 10:30 you're going to watch All Aboard, or 10 o'clock All Aboard. 10:30 you're going to watch seniors program, Graceful Aging. That's the same program every day. And then 8 o'clock we've got Bonanza. 8:30 Lone Ranger. 9 o'clock Cisco Kid. 10 o'clock the Steve Katzler Show. That's all on that TV VP Style website. But same thing throughout the week, and then we change it for the next week.
We have a few trustees on the village board who are very they're hams. They want to see themselves, and they call me. They say, "I'm supposed to be on at 7 o'clock tonight. It's not on."
Yeah.
What happened?
We changed the schedule. We changed the schedule.
Do they know?
It's published where I told you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like open meetings where we have to give notice.
Okay.
We changed the schedule to accommodate what our viewers want. So they can say, "I want it on at 7." Tough. It's not on at 7. Okay. It's on at noon every day, and also TV VP Style or invillapark.com. You can watch the previous program at 9:15 if you want. It doesn't matter. So it's on there from our own IT staff. I used to be putting it on our another website. Unfortunately, it got hacked, and someone came in and put some bad things on our website, so I had to take it all down. I took down 40 village board meetings I had to take offline.
Our church in town here was hacked over the weekend.
Yeah,
and on our church, people were asking for money. One family said they needed money. It wasn't our family at all. It wasn't even. It was coming out of England.
Yeah.
People were sending money to.
I got this morning an email, asking for a guy out of England who said he, lost his wallet or his wallet was
Yes.
stolen. He's in a hotel. The police didn't help him. It's bull.
Yeah, the church is called. They made all the phone calls yesterday and the day before. Tell me it's not true.
Right.
But
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
I just saw my email had it this morning.
Yes. So, folks, if you got email coming to you, it is being hacked, and there's people all over the world trying to get your money.
It's straight up fraud. There is no person by that name that's in trouble. That's somewhere. It could be a totally different. Could be China. It could be any country.
Yeah.
Nigeria was famous for that. It's just plain old BS. Do not call them. Do not respond. Just ignore it. Go ahead, Sid. You were going to say something. You kept chirping in there.
No, how could anybody being able to say they've lost their wallet and go on the internet?
Unfortunately, some people
They
fall
do.
victim to this. That's the problem.
That's
They contact them and then they get involved with this. My own mother and father called me one time and said that they had gotten a phone call, not just an email, a phone call, saying that their grandchild needed help in New York, and to meet them at the Walmart with some money so they can help them out.
That's right.
They want to know if it's true. I said, of course not.
Now when you do contribute, and of course contributing to worthwhile charities or worthwhile programs, all you have to do is find out a little research to find out if it's good. Now, most of the things in Villa Park, for instance, our Lions Club, our Kiwanis, the Elks, Elmhurst Elks, the VFW, are all, of course, legitimate in here. But check them out. If you say VFW calls and says, we want some money or we want to sell you this or that, just call us at 630-834-8191. That's my favorite number.
What number is that? Who's that?
That's the Villa Park VFW, and verify this, that we're asking for money or that somebody at the VFW is asking for money.
It is important to give.
The police department, everybody else to get phone
Right.
calls. Yeah.
And they can help you identify those fraud instances because, as Dennis pointed out, word gets around that this is going to happen or it's happening, and we need to share that with you.
Well, I think it's another good program today. I think we got to cut it off here someplace.
We do. We're going to cut you off, Sid. You didn't say much today. What's the matter?
You guys were doing all the talking. I didn't get a chance.
Really?
My goodness,
But it's your show, folks. Tell us what you want. And if we bring up subject that you're interested in, call us and tell us that we can talk about more about the same thing. But this is your show. We're just here for the fun of it.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. We get paid big money here.
Right.
When do I get my paycheck?
It's coming. It's in the mail.
It's in the mail. But we want to say thank you very much for Al for all the work he puts in. Thank you, Mr. Bergh, for a wonderful comedian you are. And thank you for all your time. And Al?
Watch Dennis this coming Monday night. He's got two great guests, John Valley from the York Township and Mr. Dick Schroeder, who is the highway commissioner for York Township. It'll be a great show. It'll be live Monday night.
And I'm going to try and sneak in with them.
If you got questions for either one of them, give me a call if you know me. You got my numbers. Okay.
All right, and keep telling us when you have problems with anything related to our channel. Thanks for watching. This is Al Stasch, Dennis Keating, Sid Bergh. Thanks for watching Uptown Villa Park. Have a great week.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but we had to cut you off someplace.
You did good.